in today's video, I do want to speak about how Rodri's entrance at Barcelona will be having a domino effect on multiple players in this squad. Now, before we get into those players that will be affected, I want to give some quick updates in regards to Rodri and his situation with FC Barcelona, because Rodri is not a Barcelona player yet. Not yet, but the negotiations are going on. But Rodri will be a Barcelona player. The personal terms have been agreed upon. It's just that what is going to be the final transfer fee, right? What is going to be the final price that Man City and Barcelona are going to be agreeing to? Could it be 60 million euros? Could it be 65 million euros? I'm pretty sure that within the next 14 to 24 hours, we will be finding out how much that is. And I'm pretty sure that Barcelona will complete this deal, right? It will be happening. Do not worry. The negotiations, the fact that it's going back and forth like this, it's very, very normal. But we're going to be revolving around players like Ronald Araujo. We're going to be referencing Marcaso, Rooney Bardy, Marquez, Hector Fort, and Alvaro Cortez. Now, another thing that I do want to assess, Barcelona have created a policy that is called a no emotion policy. And this is very important because Ben Ayad, who works very close to FC Barcelona and this club, they're saying that the sporting performance is over the reputation and the sentiment of the players, meaning that no matter who you are, there is no guaranteed protection for that player. It does not matter whether you are one of the captains at Barcelona or you are a academy graduate. It does not matter, right? To FC Barcelona, they see everybody like, okay, who are you? And can you improve us in the Liga and also in the Champions League and overall bring more value to our squad and this club? Does not matter if you're a captain nor an academy graduate. You might leave if Hansi Flick and Deco come to a conclusion that you're no longer needed. Everything does point towards Barcelona trying to go after the Champions League. This is what Barcelona want. They want to win the Champions League. They want to be the main dominators. If they see a future where they can win 3 out of 5 Champions Leagues in the next 5 years, Barcelona wants to make that happen. And that's why Barcelona are very eager to replenish this squad and make, I would even just say, the bench team as competitive as possible, where even if you bring in the whole bench into the starting 11, that starting 11 can win the whole goddamn thing and every trophy for the remainder of the season. And so, like I've said, Deco and Flick have been aligning on what squad decisions to make, which is why Barcelona are so, I would just say, aggressive on every player and what their future is going to be like. If they say this player should be sold, even though he's one of our captains, he has to go out by tomorrow. We have no time to waste. But this is the European objective. They want to build a squad with greater control, greater leadership, greater physical reliability, and a lot of tactical discipline. And so they're not interested in retaining the popular players. That is not the move. And so this is the reason why the whole Rodri deal is creating this domino effect, because remember, Rodri will be a Barcelona player. It's just all about Man City and Barcelona finding that final agreement. And the fact that Rodri will be joining our midfield, Rodri is going to be bringing so many qualities that, yes, we will be seeing some players leave because Rodri is just that good. He is a natural controller at the base of the midfield. He has elite positioning. He's very press resistant. He can protect us from counterattacks that go up against us. He'll be able to allow Pedri and Gavi and Marc Bernal to have greater freedom up front. He gives us so many things that Rodri automatically climbs into the top of the ranking in terms of priority and who's going to be starting. And he's going to be very decisive for those Champions League matches, which means that because now we have officially players like Pedri, Gavi, Fermin, Dani Olmo, Marc Bernal, Frankie de Jong, and then we have Rodri, there's overbooking in the midfield section, right? It's so congested. Barcelona have to let go of some players and exits have to happen. And that's why Barcelona are trying to create more salary room. They want to generate more transfer income. They want to avoid having an overcrowded midfield. And this would automatically make players like Rodri get registered much easier. So players like Marquez has to be considered to leave the club, unfortunately. And we just talked about Marquez. We said that, yes, Marquez can be one hell of a CDM, but Tommy and Barcelona have agreed that he does need regular minutes to develop, and he is not going to get that if you have players like Rodri, Pedri, Frankie, Marc Bernal, Gavi all going over you. This guy is like literally 6th to 7th option now because of the Rodri effect. And I would even say that I would say that in 3 or 4 months, for sure, a Rodri and Marc Bernal partnership is destined to happen. Like, forget about Pedri, but a Marc Bernal and Rodri partnership is so destined. Like I think that combination will be so good that we could even see Pedri in the 10 position and getting pushed forward. But Tommy Marquez is a very demanded player out there in Europe. So Barcelona are not going to have any sort of like problem trying to let go of this player. And it's going to be for a very decent price tag. Of course, Barcelona are not dumb. They're not going to be stupid and just say, we're just going to sell him because we're just worried about trying to have the most in the short term. No, Barcelona also want to take care of the future. If they let go of a player like Tommy Marquez, who is still under the age of 24 years old, very young for a midfielder, they want to have control over the player. They want to bring protection around his name. So if they were to let him go to, let's just say, SC Braga, Man City, Borussia Dortmund, all clubs who are very much interested in Tommy Marquez, Barcelona want to have a buyback clause. They want to say, okay, look, we'll let you go. We're going to sell you to Braga or City or Borussia Dortmund, but we want to be able to bring you back for maybe 20 to 25 million euros if that's possible, because you just never know. Tommy Marquez, maybe by the age of 22, 23 years old, might become one of the best CDMs in the world, and Barcelona want to have a say on that and make a decision on that in the near future if they want to bring him in. So a lot of reports are claiming that Tommy Marquez and his release clause could be around 20 to 23 million euros, which is a lot of money for a player that did not even cost us anything. And so as of right now, there is no official bid for Tommy Marquez. There is no agreed price tag with like anybody, but Barcelona are placing Tommy Marquez in the market. Moving on towards Marcaso, another player that will be leaving from the CDM position. The whole Al Hilal move, it has been unresolved. I thought that Marcaso was going to be one of the first few players to leave, even before a player like Araujo, surprisingly. But Marcaso is being looked at, and they're saying to him like, hey, look, we want to thank you for everything. You have done amazing at Barcelona, especially since you entered back in December of 2024, but it's time to move forward. We have enough CDMs, and Al Hilal is the one team that wants to bring you in, and that's the reason why Marcaso was left out of the Italy trip. And Flick has made this decision. He said, look, we're going to go to Italy. I'm going to take the rest of these players, but you, Marcaso, you're not coming with us. We don't even want you to play because we want to make sure that you don't even get through another injury in the coming days, because we want to make sure that all the transfer negotiations continue as expected. And that's why Al Hilal and Barcelona have been negotiating over the past few weeks, not days, but the past few weeks. And so Barcelona have rejected Al Hilal's opening proposal, which was around 25 to 28 million euros. Barcelona do not want that. Barcelona want more than 30 million euros. Ideally, their preferred package and final package is that Barcelona want to sell Marcaso to Al Hilal for 40 million euros. That is the objective. I'm pretty sure, because based off how like transfer operations work in general, when you have a very like low fee coming from the buying club and the seller club saying we want this amount, which is like so different to the other fee, they want to meet in the middle. So maybe it could be around 32, 33 million euros, maybe 35 million euros plus bonuses. It's going to be around that amount. However, whatever it is, whether it's $1 million, 2 million, or like 50 million euros, it's all going to be profit, because Marcaso is somebody who came in for free at Barcelona. So it's pure profit. Barcelona will gain so much from that, and that is why they're really like on it. They want Casado out as fast as possible. And then comes Rooney Bardy, where his exit has also been accelerated. This here, I would say that is not like Rodri's entrance does not affect Rooney Bardy's exit, only because Rooney Bardy plays in a completely different area on the pitch. But I do think that because Barcelona brought in Karim Adeyemi and Anthony Gordon, what is Rooney Bardy going to do? Rooney Bardy already suffered a lot last season without the entrance of Karim Adeyemi and Anthony Gordon. Last season, he appeared in 28 matches, scored 2 goals, and provided 3 assists. Those are really good numbers. However, in a lot of those games, he just came in to play about 15 to 25 to 30 minutes. And with a player like Rooney Bardy who tries extremely hard, like you can see his work rate, you can see that he's trying to improve. I think that Barcelona are saying, look, if you want to improve, if you want to get better, you're going to have to go somewhere else, because for sure, you're not going to be getting no minutes in the upcoming season, because in the last season, you already suffered a lot. And can you imagine how it's going to be for you with Anthony Gordon and Karim Adeyemi? It's all about Rafinha versus Gordon on the left, and it's all about Yamal and Adeyemi on the right. There is no room for Rooney Bardy whatsoever. And I just think that like this is just how it has to go. He has also been excluded for any future matches to play in these friendlies, very similar to Marcaso. So you can see that Barcelona are trying to let go of Casado and Rooney Bardy at the same time. For some reason, Rooney Bardy is not taking it well. I mean, like if I was his age and I tried to compete for FC Barcelona and I wanted to play for Barcelona because it was my dream, but I'm being told to leave the club and go somewhere else, I would be a little frustrated too. And I would also post some things on Instagram, which is what Rooney Bardy has been doing. However, Barcelona comes first. I know that when we let go of these young players who we all know try very hard on the pitch, right? They're workhorses, but only for them to like only for us to like let them go to a different club. I know that it does hurt, but Barcelona has to come first. I do wish Rooney Bardy a lot of luck. I want him to do very well, very similar to Ronald Araujo. I want him to do well at Liverpool. I have no animosity, no frustration with any of these players. They did what they had to do during one of the most darkest periods times at Barcelona, and yes, even under Hansi Flick, because we have yet to really establish ourselves as a Champions League winning team. But I really want to say thank you to all of these players. If they end up leaving or not, I want to thank them because they try to represent Barcelona in the best way possible. And so the other player that I do want to speak about is Hector Fort, because bro, if you're not going to count on Ronald Araujo to back you up on the right back position, how is Hector Fort going to be going over Ronald Araujo or even getting any chance to play or get any minutes in the right back position? It's just not going to happen. For Hector Fort, offers will be considered. According to Mateo Moreto, it has been said that Barcelona are preparing for proposals to listen to proposals for Hector Fort. Surprisingly, I thought that Hector Fort was going to stay there and compete, but if you really think about it, Koundé and Eric Garcia are going to be competing in the right back position. You bring in Joao Cancelo, who is going to be signed permanently, and then you have Xavi Espart that is emerging as an internal option that Flick really does value. How do you even find minutes for Hector Fort? No wonder Ronald Araujo wanted to leave, because he's like, bro, I can't compete in the center back position because you have Kubarsi, Gerard Martin, Alvaro Cortez, and Christensen, and even Eric Garcia can play there, and then I can't even compete in the right back position because there's just too many players. It's overbooking everywhere. And so Hector Fort has, to me, no future at the club. This is me not saying that Hector Fort is a bad player. No, he just came from a loan from Elche and he played very well. It was a great loan spell. And so if I wake up tomorrow and I hear that Hector Fort will continue, that wouldn't surprise me at all, because Hector Fort is a great player. But if Barcelona sell Hector Fort and I wake up tomorrow and I see that Hector Fort has been officially sold, I wouldn't be surprised either, because I understand that there is a overbooking. And so Barcelona will be assessing offers. It does not seem like Barcelona are that eager to sell Hector Fort like they are with Marcaso and Rooney Bardy, but they are open to listening to offers, and there's huge demands for a player like Hector. And so this is what's going to lead us towards the last conversation, which is Alvaro Cortez. Because look, we talked about how Hansi Flick is very set on who is going to be his center back options. We talked about Gerard Martin, we talked about Pau Kubarsi, we talked about Alvaro Cortez. Christensen and Eric Garcia are also in the picture. But here's the thing, Flick personally wants Cortez to remain, right? We know this. It's very official. However, it has been reported that there are offers for Alvaro Cortez coming from Spain, coming from England, coming from Italy and Saudi Arabia. And so the final decision is still pending, because Barcelona may think that we might have something here. Because if there is that possibility of selling Alvaro Cortez, which would allow for us to also bring in a brand new center back, Barcelona might go for it, especially if Alvaro Cortez says, I'm open to going to another team in Spain or another team in England or Italy or Saudi Arabia, because I want first team minutes. I want to develop. I'm already 21 years old. I do not want to wait. If Alvaro Cortez brings that message to Barcelona, I do think that Barcelona will be open for sure, because if Alvaro Cortez leaves, then you are so obligated. When I mean you, I mean like Barcelona, the club, they are so obligated to bring in a brand new center back for sure. Like, don't even question it. You must bring another center back, because now your center back area is getting very thin. If Alvaro Cortez stays, okay, great. I still wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona bring in another center back, because there has been a lot of conversations about Barcelona bringing in Guti Romero or Laporte, a conversation that we will be talking about in a separate video. But if Alvaro Cortez for sure leaves, then you have to buy another new center back. That is a must. So very sticky and tricky situation here. We'll see how it goes. I have a lot of admiration for what Alvaro Cortez can bring to Barcelona. He's a 21-year-old left-footed center back, very much mirrors Gerard Martin, and he's a former Barca athletic captain, very strong aerially. He can provide a lot of value at Barcelona. But we have to be very careful here. We'll see how it goes, right? Let's have our ears open and let's see what goes on, because if Cortez makes that decision to leave, Barcelona will be obligated to buy a brand new center back no matter what. That must happen. But whatever does happen, we'll be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.